I'm Andrew Joseph Keith. I'm an artist and sculptor, and in this video I'm going to be sculpting Alistair Moody, also known as Mad-Eye Moody, but I'm going to be sculpting him as he's described in the book. Let's get into it. Victoria Brown microcrystalline wax. I've also got a baseboard, just a little piece of plywood that I've cut, and I have this really long nail that I'll be using as the armature. I'm just going to nail this in. To build out some of the sculpture, I have some aluminum foil. His face is described as rough looking, as if carved from wood, with a chunk of his nose missing and grizzled hair. His most distinct feature is this magical blue eye that rotates independently. Now, I think we can all agree, those of us that have read a book and then seen that transformed into a movie, that there's always a lot that's lost in the translation. And I actually think that the Harry Potter movies did an okay job for the most part. But this was one of the characters where I was just like, that is not what I envisioned when I read the book and then I saw the movie. So let's remedy that with a sculpture to warm up the wax, make it a little bit softer, which is helpful especially during the early stages of the sculpture. All right, and while that's warming up, let's go ahead and nail this into the baseboard towards the back. Oh, who could have seen that coming? Drawn a line at the bottom of the nail to know just about how far to go in. I'll go one more. Let's see if I can bend the nail forward a little bit. There we go. And this top part back. Just to put a little gesture. This will be the neck coming forward, maybe the shoulder area right here, and the head over here. With this aluminum foil, I'm going to do what's called a block in, where I get a rough shape of the head, and kind of the tilt of the neck. Front plane of the face, this front part of the face kind of tapering forward a little bit, simplified and thin. Yeah, that's about right. I'm going to let that continue to soften up. Then around this base and around the nail, I want to put some of this wax to hold it in place, keep it from twisting so much. There we go. It's at room temperature. It has to be a little bit warm for the wax to be workable. We want it actually pretty soft at this early stage because we're trying to move things around fairly quickly. Put a little bit more thickness in the back. Head about ready to start thinking of the features. And I'm old enough to where the Harry Potter books were coming out when I was growing up. And so my Grandma Keith, my dad's side, sent us the books, and my dad read us the Harry Potter books as we were growing up. And so now it's something that I had during my childhood, and I'm able to share with my kids now that I'm a dad, and read those books and watch those movies with my kids. So when I heard the description, tough, rough face, like it had been carved out of wood, it reminded me of another person that's an actor in Harry Potter, but plays a different character. So it was actually this character, the guy that plays Bill Nighy, that's his name. So he plays Rufus Scrimgeour, but that's like more of what I imagined the face carved out of wood, Alistair Moody, Mad-Eye Moody, would look like. A simple block in, this is basically just a canvas that I can then draw the features on top of. Got the cheekbones, location for the eye sockets. The fun thing about this is you're not, when you're sculpting just a character based on a description, you're not worried about getting it to look exactly like a specific person. You just want it to look like, that character. So you can use whoever you want as inspiration, or you can have some specific person in mind. I thought this microcrystalline wax was good for the part of it that's like face looked like it'd been carved from wood. It has a woody feel with the color, with the Victoria Brown. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. think I have some beeswax. We can just show that this is kind of a different thing than the rest of the sculpture. I think this is beeswax mixed with some oils. Okay, there we go. That's cool. I think that's cool. Okay, and then he had a chunk of his nose missing. Let's see if we can do that. Actually, this bag that the wax was in, I can use that to texture for the scars of the face. So let's do that. You can see how that wax kind of sticks to the tool. Not ideal. That's why I prefer using this mostly by hand. But I believe it says that the eye, that his non-magic eye, was brown. It was brown, so we're gonna just do brown. So this is actually an hour and a half. I think that's enough for a character sketch. A little bit more what I had in mind when I imagined the description of Mad-Eye Moody. Now I'd be curious, what characters do you feel were described one way in a book and then in the movie they were different, not as they were described? Comment below which ones you think are the top ones, and maybe I'll do a sculpture sketch of that character in another video. If you're interested in learning sculpture, then I definitely recommend checking out my sculpting courses. Links to those in the description of the video. There's a portrait sculpting course, a hand sculpting course, a figure sculpting course, and there's a playlist for each of those courses that has all of the free lessons here on this YouTube channel. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in that sort of thing, and stay creative, stay productive, and hopefully I'll see you again soon in another video. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum.